change is always happening in the world, and change is always happening in sprint car racing. And the fun part about change is we can always debate what happened, why it's good, why it's bad, where we're going, but it's just inevitable. Change is every part of life, Erin. It just happens.
Absolutely. And in motorsports, we see it often. Funny, it's usually towards the end of the year. This year, there's been, and even in like the late model world, there's been a lot of shakeup in all sorts of motorsports recently.
There really has. I don't know if it's results are demanded now. There are all kinds of reasons.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of reasons for change, all kinds of reasons for separations, whether it's a family or whatever it is. There's all kinds of reasons that we go into something with a plan and we come out of the other end sooner than we expected.
To every
exactly.
Story.
So I think and that's what we're not going to talk too much at all maybe about the two sides to every story. We're going to talk to Brent Marks today. Okay. Yeah. I have never been big on what happened. He said, she said. Okay. Yeah. The decision was made that Brent Marks has left CJB Motorsports. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he's fielding his own team. And I'm kind of curious as to what goes into, in the middle of the season, restarting your own team. And then he goes to Selinsgrove and wins on Sunday.
When your stuff has been sitting for a year and a half or 2 years.
And so I'm not really interested in the he said, she said. There are probably sites and boards and fan boards and everything like that cover that.
But with saying that, and I know we don't want to talk a lot about it, but I have to say I've been so impressed with every comment Barry Jackson has made and every comment that Brent Marks has made. It's been very respectful.
Yes, it has.
I don't know what goes on behind closed doors or what really happened, but I appreciate reading those comments.
They really have been, yeah. Jeremy Ellett did a great job with the initial story, did a great job with it. And mainly I want to talk about Brent, like what's now and what's next.
Yeah.
We've followed, Brent's been one of our kids. My gosh, we used to cover him when he was Pennsylvania, and he said he wanted to be a World of Outlaw driver. Won a World of Outlaws. We covered. He wins his first race. We do this, and he's going to do the CJB thing, and now here he is back to the 19M car. So she's Erin Evernham. I'm Steve Post, and this is Wing Nation, the podcast, presented by Dryden and DRF Racing Oils. We're in the Hercules Tires studios here in Concord, North Carolina, and just the other thing is, who doesn't like Brent? His family, they've just kind of all become our family as well. And so good times. So we're just going to see what's going on in the world of Brent Marks. What's the future hold? Where are we going to see him
if he knows
year?
Yet.
If he knows yet, exactly. And I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. We're going to jumpstart the team, and we're going to do it. We wrapped up a 4-race all-star weekend, and on Monday, we're going to jumpstart, and they go right into 2 races in central Pennsylvania. Yeah. And where he goes, what he does, and how it looks like, we'll just have to see what happens. So I'll tell you one thing we did know that happened last week. It was Bristol. It was the Bristol Throwdown. It's a $25,000 pass here. David Gravel and Logan Schuchart. Here's Johnny Gibson with the call on Dirt Vision.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Logan Schuchart to the low side. The car gets a little crossed up. An opportunity for David Gravel to the inside down the back straightaway. New leader David Gravel as they race to the white flag.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
For decades, Dryden Lubricants has been made in America and made to last, paving the way on our highways, in our fields, and on the production line. Today, Dryden offers a complete line of engine oils, greases, hydraulic and transmission fluids, and diesel exhaust fluid. If you want greater performance and protection for your critical engines and equipment, go to Dryden.com. Dryden, American-owned and operated, and a proud supporter of racing and race fans everywhere. Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength. Welcome back to Wing Nation, the podcast presented by Dryden by DRF Racing Oils. Let's go right to the Sage Fruit Hotline. joining us from up in the state of Pennsylvania, the Myerstown Missile. Love that nickname, by the way. Brent Marks joins us. Hey, Brent, welcome back to Wing Nation.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Brent, you find yourself in a spot where in a hurry you need to jumpstart your own family race team. What in the wide world of sports did you get yourself into with getting that thing jump-started, and how big was the task here over the last 10 days or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty big task, and spent a lot of hours in the shop here last week just to get one car ready and just kind of get the trailer as ready as I could. So that way we could hit the racetrack this weekend. And I'm just going through a building process right now, and just going to take a little bit of time. And fortunately enough for me, I kept everything, so I have everything here. I just got to get it all together and get everything organized, and just try to pack in, a off season's worth of work in the next couple of weeks, just so I feel semi-prepared every time I go to the racetrack. So that was one of my biggest downfalls this past weekend. Was I was just not very organized, and just there was just a lot of pieces that were missing that I needed to try to figure out there when we went into Sunday, and so it's just going to take a little bit of time, but I'm here to put in the work, and excited to put in the work to rebuild this program and get it to be the best that it can be for the rest of the season.
Brent, when you went to drive for CJB Racing, what was the thought about keeping your own team? Was it, obviously you never know how things are going to work out, but in this day and age, you would think that you'd want to maybe sell things off. Was there a premise that you would want to eventually go back and have your team? And where did you store it, and how did you keep track of it while you're doing all this other stuff? Like you had a lot going on even before this last week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so the way we always worked our program is, we know how busy manufacturers get over the off season, and so we've always, put our orders in September, October, and just kind of had things rolling in slowly. So that way, when the off season hit, we had everything sitting here, and the whole CJB deal came together pretty late in November. So I already had all new stuff sitting here, ready to go for the Outlaw Tour in 2020 again, and so everything sitting here was basically brand new, and it just made no sense to resell brand new stuff when there's nothing wrong with it. So we made a decision just to hold on to everything and not sell anything at all. I think the only thing we sold was one motor. That was it, but that was in our game plan anyways. And so yeah, I mean, everything sitting here was brand new, and brand new stuff isn't going to go bad, So just we just held on to everything, and I know how the racing world works too. We never, I went into there hoping, I had a lot of success, and I felt like we had a really good 2020 season, but you just never know how the racing world is. And, I just wanted to make sure I had a backup plan in case, something didn't work out. And, I just know a lot of guys get themselves in holes when they go and drive for a team and they do sell everything off that they might own. And if something happens, then they don't have nothing to fall back on. So I just, there's two reasons why we kept everything. One was we ordered was ready to go, new, and another reason was I just in case something happened, I was able to be at the racetrack the following weekend and keep racing.
The logistics of it, you talk about the engines, the cars, and all of that stuff, but there is the behind-the-scenes stuff, DOT stuff. You've got to get the whole new T-shirt deal put together, and that stuff that takes a lot of time. Had a lot of that, the T-shirts, I know you've really got to get working on probably, but the behind-the-scenes paperwork, how challenging was that last week as you got ready to put everything back on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I spent the first few days just trying to get my truck in order to get it back to road legal, and so it took me a couple of days to get that in order, and then turn around and have to get everything else done and ready to go. So that was obviously the number one priority, because if I can't get my truck and trailer up and down the road, I obviously can't get to the races. So I had to take care of that right away and get things figured out there. So that's all good to go. fortunately, it's just a matter of, it's just a time consuming thing. It's not like it was a whole lot of work to get the truck and trailer ready, to be road legal, but I just had to do it. And, so I spent the first couple of days doing that. And, but yeah, as far as our t-shirt sales go, I mean, it was kind of a bummer there just because, we did order a lot of stuff this year, and we were really excited about some of the stuff we had coming out, but, we'll get that all figured out. And I know my wife's been on the phone working on doing some new t-shirt designs with the 19 and stuff like that. So we're still pretty excited about what we have in store there for the rest of the year. And, that's been the whole t-shirt deal has been a pretty big thing for us the last couple of years. And, it's really taken off, and, people have been liking what we've been putting out, and it's awesome to see Brent Marks stuff walking around the racetrack all the time. And so we just want to continue that this year and try to get some 19 apparel back out there.
So after your completely chaotic week, you go out and win the second night. Talk about how satisfying that win must have been.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I know it wasn't a World of Outlaw win or an All-Star win or anything like that, but it sure as hell felt like one. So it just, it was great, and honestly, we showed up at Port Royal, and I was just so unprepared. I was just not, I thought I was, but I wasn't. And failed miserably there on Saturday. So, luckily it was an early race. I got home and just kind of reevaluated some stuff, went through some things in my head, and Sunday morning there just kind of, got myself mentally prepared and got everything in order there that I felt like, we could go to Sealands Grove and be successful. And, fortunately it only took me a night to to figure that out. So, and that's one thing about, racing on the World of Outlaw Tour is that's one of the biggest things that series has taught me is, you might be terrible one night, but you just got to push it aside and move on to the next night, sit down and reevaluate things and figure out, hey, what do I need to do to not let that happen again? And, so I just took some of that experience over the last, when I spent 3 years on the World of Outlaw Tour there, and just applied that to this weekend, and it really paid off.
You did your own World of Outlaw deal, and then you were, for a year and a few months here, you were just a hired driver with a great crew chief with Barry Jackson working on the car. Getting back to all of the management stuff, the challenge of that, and then especially you come out and Port Royal doesn't go as what you want. Has to be a different way to walk into the racetrack than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, for sure. I got a lot of things back on my shoulders again, and I gotta figure out a way to manage it here a little better than I've done in the past. And I feel like I've learned a lot of things over the last year, and I'm pretty confident that I can rebuild this program into something pretty special. So. I just got a lot of things to work out yet. I don't really have a full-time crew going forward right now. So, I have Dennis, who has been on the Outlaw Tour and has been with me in the past, helping me right now. But unfortunately, just with the situations in his life right now, he just can't do it full-time. So I just have to, there's a lot of racing I want to do this year yet, and a lot of traveling. So I just have to kind of figure that out the next few weeks. And luckily for me, when this all went down, it's the time of year that the Outlaws are coming into town, so I don't really need to leave home here anytime soon. So it gives me a little bit of time to figure some of those things out and get things situated logistically, with when I do want to go out and travel, and just get things figured out, so and that's kind of what I'm doing this week. This week, I just want to, not worried about building my inventory up so much this week. I just need to get myself organized and figure different things out. And then next week, I'm going to start, getting my inventory built back up. So, it's just a long process, but, you got to sit down and do it right and just not rush everything. And, when I was a little younger there, that's kind of how it was. I was just rushing to get everything together and not really thinking ahead. But now, I guess that's what turning 30 does to you, mature a little bit. So I just need to just take this slow and work at it and do it right.
Brent, adding to Steve's question of now having a lot of responsibility as opposed to being a hired driver, is there some sense of happiness, or I don't know if that's the right word, but things are back in your control? Is there something after having your own team, running the Outlaws with your own team, and then being a hired driver? There's got to be something nice about coming back to controlling your whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is nice to be in control of my situation, but I also did enjoy being a hired driver as well. So, but there were some things I did miss, but I did enjoy that aspect of it. It was nice to come to the racetrack clear-minded all the time, and I obviously had more time to spend with my family and things like that. So, but I don't know. This is new to me again, so it's kind of like it's a little exciting. But I know a year down the road, I'll be like, man, this is this is dreadful, but it's okay. It's all good. So we'll just keep working at it here, and just very thankful for the opportunity I've had the last year, and I'm looking forward to the new chapter in my life and my career, and starting my team back up, and got a lot of great support with our sponsors, and working really close with M&M painting and construction on the future of this race team, and I'm very excited to hopefully have something to announce there in the next few months, and just gonna be good. I'm excited for the future.
That sounds really exciting. That really does. And you've mentioned two groups of people that I've always been impressed with your family. Your wife is your partner on the team, and she's been your partner. There's some wives that just kind of come and go and are involved or not involved.
Yeah.
Your wife has been in your corner, behind your side with you as an owner, as a driver, as whatever it is. And then you have had some really good partners, and it's fascinating to hear you talk about M&Ms, and I wish we knew what the big plans were, but you have also been able to maintain some great relationships with some partners. That has to be comforting as you enter this big chapter of your life as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't really make any decisions without talking to my wife Megan first, and she's a part of a lot of decision making that I make here, and so we have that pretty special bond. That she's very supportive of, what I want to do and my ideas. And, if she thinks I'm wrong, she'll tell me, but, and then also I sit down and talk to my mom and dad a lot too, just because, they're the backbone that I can lean on and take advice from when I need it. And, my dad always tells me I'll support you in whatever you want to do, but here's what I think, and I always take any advice I can get and just kind of sit back and analyze it, make my decisions then. So, I just don't, I just got a great foundation behind me, and it's special. And I have that kind of relationship with my sponsors as well. And they're not just sponsors to me, they're friends, and we built a friendship, and they've spent a lot of money to get me to where I'm at today, and they're loving every minute of it. They're super supportive, and it's just really special to me to be able to have people like that behind me. And I just always just try to treat people the best I can, and fortunately it's worked out that I've been able to have some long relationships. But I think the biggest thing with that is, I was just able to develop friendships with them, and not just treat them as just, somebody who gives money to my race car. So I think that's where a lot of guys struggle at. They just can't really build that type of relationship with sponsors. And but I've been fortunate enough that I've, gotten to know people that have, that think kind of the same way I do and support what I do. And it's just great it's just awesome to, to be able to lean on on them and talk to them and make decisions based off of, their goals and my goals. So it's just, I don't know, it's really special to me.
Well, I think that says a lot about your character. To maintain long-term relationships, personally and professionally, is certainly not an easy thing. When you look at short-term goals, obviously long-term plans are yet to be announced or in the works, whatever they may be. But short-term, what are you looking at in the next coming weeks, just for a few races to get going and get things back on the road?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stick around home here for the next month. Like I said, luckily the Outlaws are coming into town, so I don't really need to leave right now. But after the Outlaws swing, I want to try to put together a schedule that I can travel as much as I can with them, and also race some of the bigger all-star shows as well. So it's just kind of be a pick and choose type of schedule for the rest of the season. I'm not gonna stick local every weekend. And I just need to build my program back up to an outlaw caliber type team. So that's my goal. And I would love to be able to continue to run for the All-Star Championship, but unfortunately the way that their system works is it's all based off of owners' points and not drivers' points. Like the World of Outlaws is 50-50, so you have driver points and owners' points, but so they're already 6 races deep, so it makes no sense for me to try and keep chasing that title when I'm already 6 races behind. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose and race as many outlaw shows as I can, and hit the bigger all-star shows, and just go at it week to week at this point.
Brent, I don't you have been a full-time World of Outlaw team member, platinum member. It's got to be different, and I don't need to know the details, because the details in those platinum agreements are, I just think that's between the teams and the World of Outlaw series. But not having the tow, the guarantees, the passes, and everything like that, how does that factor into your scheduling, or doesn't it factor it in? You just want to go with the best, and that's with the World of Outlaws. How does that factor in as well?
Yeah, it's going to factor into it a little bit. I have to do things that make sense as well. I just can't up and travel from Pennsylvania to South Dakota, for example, and not have anything as far as an incentive to show up. So I just have to be smart about that, because I can't go out there and spend all kinds of money. I can't spend more money than what I'm going to make, put it that way. So I gotta be smart about the races I choose, and things like that. And I'll talk to both series too, and just see if there's any way I can get any help a little bit for some of these races. And they're always willing to help teams out whenever they can. So that's one great thing about both series, and looking forward to racing with the Outlaws and the All-Stars for the remainder of the season.
That's exciting. That really, truly is. That really is neat. Brent, we appreciate some time. I know you're very, very busy, so we do appreciate the time. We know that's very valuable to you. We also appreciate you when you talk about, and Erin had indicated, the way you treat your sponsors, the way you treat your families. We appreciate the way you treat us at Wing Nation. It is always a pleasure to chat with you. We wish you the best, and we'll see you at the racetrack. Can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for you.
That sounds great. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Thank you, guys.
There we go. Brent Marks. Boy, what a class act.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just really has a 30-year-old guy really has his act together in a topsy-turvy career.
Yeah, in a really tough industry.
In a tough industry, and you hear that, and a lot of that does go back to his mom and dad's, Megan and yep. Everyone. Having that foundation is unreal. But every driver wants to get that cherry ride, that premier ride, and then when it doesn't work out, I love that he hung on to everything.
Yeah. And
it's interesting, the timing, he ordered everything up and then got the ride, so the new stuff was all just sitting there. Yeah, I was thinking,
if all your old stuff was worn out, why would you have held on to it?
Yeah, but they were gearing up for it.
Yep.
And as a team owner, he didn't have to go through 2020.
Yeah.
When you think about that, think about
Maybe
that.
It actually worked out well
for him. As a team owner, he didn't have to go through that mess that was last year. I don't know. It's weird. And gosh, to go and win Selinsgrove. Oh my gosh. I mean, you look at that and you think about Megan and you think about all the partners and everything, and then now he's teasing about some announcement coming up. Good stuff. Great stuff. Always appreciate spending a little time with Brent Marks. Over the years, Dryden has stood for uncompromised value and proven performance. Known as the hardest working brand in heavy-duty lubrication, Dryden's heritage is made in America and made to last. Dryden products work to increase the life and enhance the efficiency of your equipment in the toughest conditions. Learn more about Dryden's products at Dryden.com. From grassroots racing to NASCAR, Dryden is a proud supporter of racing everywhere. For a year-round high-quality eating experience, look no further than Sage Fruit apples, pears, and cherries. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Dryden by DRF Racing Oils. We're in the Hercules Tire Studios in Concord, North Carolina. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. Pennsylvania is one of the areas I'm going to focus on this week. It's the Battle of the Groves for our friends at the ASCS National Tour. This is co-sanctioned by URC. Friday at Williams Grove, Saturday at Selinsgrove. So, love when we see this, and if I'm not mistaken, the Patriots and ESS are off this week, so they should have some stout.
And they didn't get to run much last year.
No, they didn't. So
they're raring to go.
Their stuff, talking about Marks having stuff ready to go. They ought to have their stuff tuned up pretty good and ready to go too. I'm really looking forward to this to see how this plays out and who steps up from which side of each equation. And it's always fun when the Midwesterners come into Pennsylvania and get on those big half miles. And so we'll see what happens. Regional racing tonight. If you're listening to this on Thursday, Warrior Region at Lakeside Speedway at Kansas City. And on Friday night, the Sooner Region is at Creek County Speedway in
Sapulpa,
Oklahoma. Woohoo! Love that town. Can't wait to get there sometime. It is going to be great. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Tonight, Jacksonville Speedway in Illinois. And Friday and Saturday, the FVP Platinum Battery Showdown at I-70 Motorsport Park in Odessa, Missouri. And guess who's going to be there Friday night?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures.
Get the gossip.
Get the gossip, exactly. I cannot wait to get out there and catch up with our World of Outlaw friends and Brownie and everyone up there. It's going to be a great weekend in Kansas City. NASCAR, of course, is in town for at the Kansas Speedway. So I love Kansas City is a great area with the ASCS regional race up there tonight up at Lakeside. So you got Thursday sprint cars, Friday and Saturday sprint cars, ARCA Saturday afternoon, Xfinity is on, or trucks on Saturday night, and it all ends up with the Bushy McBush 400 Cup Series race. How's that for the name of a race?
That's
Bushy McBush 400. Yeah, I think that's right, too. No, it's good stuff. Great weekend in Kansas City, and Kansas City is one of my favorite towns.
Yeah,
I love that place out there. Might be able to find a little barbecue to eat out there if I sniff around and just sneak around some corners. I can find some stuff out there. Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions, it's easy for me to say, a Western Pennsylvania triple. Friday night Lernerville, Saturday Sharon Speedway, Tri-City in Franklin on Sunday night. Look forward to that. I love Western Pennsylvania racing and see what they get into when the All-Stars roll in. Other action, Attica, Williams Grove Friday night, Fremont, Lincoln, Port, St. Francis County, Wayne County. Wilmot has the IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints. And on Sunday, we got Sunday racing with Baps Motor Speedway as well as the All-Stars. So we got some good Sunday racing as well.
A lot of racing.
A lot of racing, that's for sure. And this weekend at Knoxville, it's the Jersey Freeze Denison Racing T-Night, 410s, 360s, and Pro Sprints. And it is great in Marion County, that is for sure. So neat stuff. And really neat stuff. Love that we had a chance to talk with Brent Marks.
Me too.
I really do, to kind of get caught up with him, what's happening, and going forward. And just really neat. Good stuff, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a big weekend, that's for sure. And you know what happens next weekend? Eldora opens up next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
First time to fans in 20 months. Can you imagine the pent-up energy with Let's Race 2 at Eldora next week?
It's going to be big.
Yeah, it's USAC and World of Outlaws, too. So, man, the hits keep coming, and then batten down the hatches, the Outlaws roll east to Pennsylvania and let the games begin.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see who's fast and who's who's got what they need when it comes to that. So we are at a good time. The month of May is going to be awesome. So again, we appreciate, we need to mention, Wing Nation 10th Anniversary Apparel. Mm-hmm. Man, that stuff is looking good. And if you're in Western Pennsylvania at those All-Star races, you can get it on the All-Star trailer, or you can go to wingnation.com. We're very active on Facebook, on Twitter. Our YouTube page has all the interviews that you've missed along the way over the years and years and years. It's our 10th anniversary, after all. Coming up this weekend on our Wing Nation television program, presented by Sage Fruit, it is DJ Netto. California racer. Good stuff for sure. So looking forward to that. Again, we appreciate Brent Marks for joining us. More important than all of that, though, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Dryden and by DRF Racing Oils.